So this is a bit different from what I normally like to do for YouTube and everything. These for as of recording this, I'm planning on putting these as unlisted since this is not exactly my content that I usually do, like games and all that. This is just I want to be. I guess you could say it's like a venting session. Like what do they call it? That word again that they use. A vlog, just like how I'm feeling, and this wouldn't be like an everyday thing. I guess just to like let out just any kind of frustration, some anger, the things that upset me, and just like if anyone's wanted to like listen, help me out in any way, I just need to be able to get some things off my chest because I just feel like that there's just not some of the people that I talk to, I just feel like can't, you know, understand me or like not something that they can't help me or just also just to just like the small little I can't even say community but like just like the small amount of people that I have for my channel to connect to you guys on a more personal level. I wanted to make this like a career kind of thing, YouTube, you know, be like the Markiplier of this generation. But that's off to the side right now because I live alone. The people that come over for my podcast and all that, or well, our podcast is like two friends of mine that I met when I was working at Publix. They had discharged me because of a false accusation against me. And now I'm working at Kroger. They do treat me better than what Publix did. That's for another story that if you guys want to know about it in the comments, like I'll I'll make a video about just what happened so that it's out there for more people. What I mainly wanted to talk about right now is just I'm dating someone that's in California. She's sweet, she's kind and caring. She's amazing for the most part. The only things that that bother me is just some things that she say that like she doesn't think about before she says anything. She like there are times where it's like she doesn't consider how I'd feel about something. I'm not financially stable at all, but I still help her with anything, even though I shouldn't be. I really shouldn't. I should be smart about it and you know, tell like I can or whatever or and she the thing is she doesn't ask me. I volunteer. I put in my effort as a boyfriend and I'm like, "Hey, like I can help you." And she's like, "Oh, are you sure? Like I know you got, bills and other stuff that you got to pay. It's hard being alone." She understands that. She does. And you know, obviously, I'm a selfless, stupid piece of shit that says like, "Oh, I'll be fine, I promise," or whatever. I 99% of the time keep that promise. I'll end up having to either getting help from one of my friends, and I guess that's more recent, only because of the fact that like since I was discharged from Publix, and going into Kroger, there was like a little bit of a gap where I was screwed over in terms of money. But within that time, I ended up like playing a bit of catch up and whatever, doing all right with Kroger in terms of money and everything. I just like to help out in any way I can, and you know I I offer to help her. I help her, right, and she accepts it because she herself can't really do anything about it. Not that she can't say no to me. It's more of she can't work herself. That's for a whole other story. Again, just anything that I, any questions that you have regarding any of these videos, I'll read as much as I can, um, and I'll answer anyone's questions in the comments. If it's something small that I could just type out, I'll reply to you. Oh, but if it's like something that should be discussed in a video, I'll record one. But yeah, she she can't work. You know, like a normal 9 to 5 kind of job. Like it's a little rough for her, complicated and everything. So she'll accept my help. But she has two male friends, right? And you know, she trusts them and all that. And you know, to put it short, I don't. I don't trust them. One of them, I won't mention their names because like that's not. I shouldn't just like expose because it's not like they're not bad people. It's just people in California, and you know, I have some people that were from California that can confirm with me that people in California are fucking ridiculous. A lot of them are stupid, idiots, and all that, and they can agree with it for a good majority of California, not all of it, because my stepdad came from California and he's not an idiot. But one of them used to, you know, like her and ask her blunt questions of, you know, hey, can we um how do I say it without YouTube wanting to take it down? Can we and it's like I first of all, he knows that she's with me. She knows or he knows that she doesn't like him like that. And you know, you might like be wondering, so what's my issue about this? What's my problem about it? The fact is that he has a lot of money, right? And I don't. You know, the pride that I have, it's like I don't I want to be the one to help, right? Even though I don't have this kind of money, I want to be able to put in as much as I can. The minute details aren't important. Um it's more of just like what my issue of stuff is like things that I have an issue about. She would accept his help and whatever. And like the fact that, you know, I tell her, or I've told her before, it's like, if you keep doing this, if you keep accepting it, you keep accepting his help and just accepting a lot of things that, you know, he asks for or whatever, he's gonna get the wrong idea. He might take that as a sign of like, you know, maybe she's into me. I could all like I'm also like I could also be overthinking it too. I really could, cause like he as of right now, this guy that I'm mentioning right now is with someone. That's, you know, good for her and good for him. Like good for the both of them. That's great. I'm happy for them. But it's like it makes me uncomfortable. Like I don't have the money to move to be closer to her. I don't. I wish I did. This guy's got all this money. He had a thing for her. Like he would say some very some explicit things. Had her do, you know, some things in return for having helped her. And I never liked him. I never like trusted him. I respected him for helping her and just where he's at in his life, having all this money from what he does. I don't know what he does, but I don't like him. Now for the second guy, he's got even more money than the first guy that I was talking about. He was my girlfriend's business partner a few years back, years ago, like before she had met me. Like they were really close. They, you know, bonded well enough. She says that like I remind her of him. That makes me feel uncomfortable because and it again, not against her about that. She doesn't know that. Or she didn't know that. It made me uncomfortable because it's like, oh, you know, if this guy ends up showing up in her life again and you know he's gonna be over there with her in the same state or whatever, you know, yeah, I would assume some people would say something like, you know, oh, I just have trust issues and all that. I do and I don't. I trust people very easily. I really do. Like I admit a lot of things early on before they can even get past first base. I'm already like on my way to third base before locking in a really good friendship that or at least I think would be a really good friendship. I have like been backstabbed easily many times because of the fact that I'm too trusting. I trust her because there are multiple people that she's been around in our relationship for over a year now that, you know, she could have left me for someone bigger, stronger, smarter, richer. But she stayed with me because I'm soft, got a big heart, caring, always putting myself after others, even if I'm like at risk financially, or even like, even if I'm feeling like depressed or anything, or I'm feeling like shit, I'll still put an effort to try to make someone else happy before myself. And that's a quality of mine that I don't think that will ever go away, but it's something I want to improve on. Not just put myself that low. I want to be able to prioritize myself more while still caring about others, like balance it out. It's just, it's tough, for me. um I love her, I really do, as she does with me. Or at least I think so, with the amount of times, like, she's told me. And I want her to know that, and I want her to, listen to me. I want her to understand that things make me uncomfortable. Just like, if things make her uncomfortable, I'm willing to work around it, to where we're both happy. I want to be respected. I want to be understood. I want to be, cared for. And, for someone that, for me being selfless, I have a selfish side. Everyone does. Everyone does. I just lock that away because it's like, I don't want to be a bad guy. Or I don't want someone to think of me differently or think of me negatively because I have my own desires. I have my own wants and needs. Um, which is upsetting because, like, a lot of people, and I'm not saying her, I'm not saying, like, people watching, I'm just saying in general that there are people that just, you know, there's so much good out there, and then one little wrong thing that you do, it's like they'll remember that, like it's an EA game. EA. EA. They'll remember that and that alone. All the other good shit that you did, poof, they don't remember. Let's say you cooked, you cleaned, you like helped them with anything around the house or apartment or wherever you live. You are doing everything you can, but then you say hi to this one girl or whatever. I'm just gonna use an example of like a relationship. You say hi to this one woman or whatever. She gets upset because she thinks that you are flirting and or finding someone else interesting. No, I'm just trying to, you know, have a good heart and be kind to people and be kind to everyone. And she sees that as like, no, you're cheating, or no, you're getting bored of me, or anything negative that you could think of. I just want to be trusted, respected, and cared for. I want to be listened to, like I want to be heard, and I think it isn't that hard to just like, it's not hard to listen. It's not. It's one to hear someone, but it's another to listen, and that's what I want. I want her to listen and work with me on it. Cause like recently she told me she told me about half an hour ago. Look, I can stop talking to you about them or whatever, but like if they offer to help, like I'm not gonna say no because damn well that like I can't do anything. Like financially, she's not gonna say no, and like she won't mention that, but like she won't mention that to me, but she's still like gonna accept it. Like they're a part of her lives, they're a part of her family because she grew up with them, she's known them for years, and it's one thing about like having friends like that. I get it, but it's another that they're this close, and this is where like I start to think like, oh, I'm being very selfish. I shouldn't let that bother that. You can have your own friends too. I do. I have best friends. They're just both guys, and I'm not gay. Sure, like on the streams, they'll make little jokes about something gay related or whatever, but it's just homies, really. They're just friends. And I can get backlash, I could get hate for this, but like I just know that there's a lot of people that find this true. If you're dating someone, if I'm date like I'm dating her, but I have a female best friend that I'm going out with, having fun, drinking, partying. I don't do that. But this is a what if scenario or like a hypothetical partying, drinking, you know, going out with her, hanging out with her, and she's states away from me. The thing is, I wouldn't do that because I respect her. I'm not going to. She is someone to tell me like she wouldn't care, but like there are times where like she gets a bit possessive. I love that. I truly love that. Like, find me weird. Being a bit possessive over me and like not wanting me to be that close to like others and just like in general, like I love that. Cuz like I also would like I I'm like I would be like that for her too. I'm very possessive, passionate about the things that I love, about the people that I love. It's beautiful. But then like she'll shift gears at times and she's like, "Oh, it's not right and all that," or it's like, I don't care and whatnot. And it's like the other day, it's like, yeah, but that was that day. No, that each and every passing day is what makes you you. Your past is who you are now. I'm not saying to, think about the past. You let go of the past, you build up from it. You learn from the past of what's good and what's bad, what's right and what's wrong. You choose on what you want to do. But it's like there are times where it's like she says one thing is okay, then the next day it's like not, and then she'll like go back to it. It's like no, it's like I'm gonna let everyone know I love the possessiveness. I do, to the point where it's like yandere, where she'll like do anything. But aside from that, I'm to the point where it's like I won't do that. I don't have a female best friend as of right now, as of current, as of I don't think I will. I don't think I will. I've only got 2 in-person best friends, and then I've got one online that I've known. He like I've known him for over 5 years now. He's like a brother to me. You've heard him on my videos and my streams before. Cosmic, Ganyu, or however, like, you know who I'm talking about if you actually have seen my videos and my streams and all that. You'll know who I'm talking about. But other than that, I don't have anyone that's like that close with me. Like real close. Aside from Rose and Sky, that's for another story. If you guys want to know about that in the comments below, I'll mention that too. I'm with two women. But that's all I'm gonna say. Aside from those 2, like I only have 2 very close ones in person and 1 online. Back to what I was talking about. I would not have a female best friend. The second guy, she had a business and all that. She was like very close with him. The one that I am similar to in a good amount of aspects. That already rubs me very wrong. Where it's like he can take her for himself in the next 24 hours. He could take her right now. And her loyalty to me is inconceivable. Like in a good way. It's unbelievable for someone like me, where I don't have anything. I don't have anything good about me aside from just having a good heart. Well, there's him with also a good heart, from what she's told me. He's stronger. He has all this money. Like, he runs a business. Like, if she like didn't know, if she didn't know both of us, let's just say, and someone fills her in on like, oh, he's got a really good heart, and the other guy also has a good heart, but he's also got more money. He's got, he's stronger and all that. Like, who would you go for? Not me. And I'm also saying this because she's known him longer. She's only been with me, known me for over like a year and like 2 months now. 3. A year and 3 months now. And yet she's still with me. She was like, I see why you hate it. You're not the one doing it when it should be you. That's why. Am I correct? Or am I missing something? And I was like, for the most... Here, I was like, for the most part. But it's not just that. It's that they are that close to you to where it makes me uncomfortable. And I know they're your friends, help family, as she said, because she sees them as family, but it makes me feel invisible with how much better they are. And like I've stated throughout a lot of this video, even though like I am selfless and I want others to shine and be happy, deep down, I want to be acknowledged. And it's like, there's to a point where it's like other people are getting this acknowledgement and this like satisfaction that I'm not feeling, and it's like, man, I wish I could feel that. I wish that I can be better, or that, people would see me for having such a good heart. She says, I see, just don't let it get in the way of you enjoying our time or you in general. Like, yeah, it may seem like it, but some things they don't, I bet. I don't know what exactly, but yeah. And, she's right. There are things that I know that they probably don't. And, if you're watching this, babe, I'm not mad at you. I'm not. I'm really not. I love you. Y'all can, say very corny shit in the chat in the comments. But here's the thing. I want to like them, I don't like disliking people unless you give me a real good reason to not like you. I want to like a lot of people. I don't want to not like people. That's like, I want to make everyone happy. Even some people that, might not deserve it. I've heard that, they respect me. The first guy that I mentioned, there was a point in time where he was like, I don't like him, but I respect him. And the only reason why I kind of like him is because he and I have a similar disliking to the second guy that I had mentioned, because that's a whole other story that I will fill in another video if you guys want to hear about it. I'm gonna cut this off now because I've been going on for this for about 42 minutes and going. I just needed to get stuff off my chest. But thank you guys for watching. If you went this far into the video, into my vlog, into my rant, into my venting. I will be live streaming on Thursday, tomorrow. Maybe. I'm only saying that because we just got to figure out what we're going to do. But yeah, I will see you guys in the next vlog, video, podcast. I love every single one of you guys that watch my stuff. I really do. Even if it's like for a bit, have something in the background, please share my content, I want to be able to reach that milestone of, what is it, 3,000 public watch hours within 365 days. Once I reach that, I can start getting monetized. It would push me a lot more to actually really do more on the channel. So yeah, I'll see you guys in the next one. I love every single one of you.